Mind of the Meanie is now an exclusive brand partner with WWEshop.com. Pick up all your favorite new merchandise from Roman Reigns,
Acknowledge me,
Cody Rhodes,
I have to finish the story,
LA Knight,
let me talk to you,
and more using our exclusive link in the show notes. Click below and show your support today for your favorite WWE superstar at WWEshop.com.
Yeah!
You know, Meanie,
What's that, Adam?
we hear this a lot. Every CBD company tells you that their product is the best. With quality control measures like lab testing and QR codes now becoming the standard, it can start to seem like all CBD brands are the same, but I'm here to tell you something, Meanie. They are not. Knowing what makes certain brands better will help you spend your money more wisely and have more confidence as you incorporate CBD oils, topicals, capsules, or gummies into your own wellness routine. And that's why we're proud to partner with Green Road CBD as an official sponsor of Mind of the Meanie. And Meanie, I know you're a longtime user of Green Road CBD. How has Green Road CBD helped you in your life?
Let me tell you, Green Road CBD is a product I've been using for years. And when we started Mind of the Meanie, I always was like, let's get Green Roads as a sponsor because I use them almost daily. Whether it's the gummies, you know, to take care of the aches and pains of 30 years of wrestling, the topical solutions that help my knees, help my back, help my elbows, help my shoulders. Green Road CBD has done everything to help me maintain a pain-free existence from all the years of wear and tear as a professional wrestler.
And to me, Meanie, that sounds like the Green Road's difference. And it comes down to a really few important points. They're just part of the reason that they've won industry awards year after year, earned thousands of five-star reviews, and have heard countless stories from customers just like you about the impact that those products have had on your life. So Green Roads is led by a compounding pharmacist with 25 years of experience helping her community getting healthy. For her and the entire company, it's more than just a job, it's a mission. And not all hemp sourcing is equal, Meanie. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. But they select their hemp from high-quality American farms, and also not all lab testing is equal, which is why they use an accredited independent lab to conduct full panel tests on every single batch. And that's why Green Roads is an original manufacturer, not just a quote-unquote white label brand. So right now, you can go to greenroads.com, Meanie, and save 25% off of your entire purchase. Wow. 25% off of everything, Meanie. That's huge. And all you have to do is go to their website right now, greenroads.com, and use promo code MEANIE at checkout. It's 25% off your entire purchase by using promo code MEANIE at greenroads.com. Own the day with Green Road CBD, and we thank them for sponsoring the program.
This is the Mind of the Meanie. Here are your hosts, the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard.
Peace, world, and welcome everybody to the Mind of the Meanie, your weekly peek into the world, according to former WWE superstar and ECW original, the Blue Meanie. We'll cover wrestling, music, movies, sports, and lots of useless knowledge, all contained in the Mind of the Meanie. I'm your tour guide, Adam Barnard, and he is the Blue Meanie. Meanie! What's on your mind?
Man, it is that time. I'm like, do I go with sports right off the bat? It's right October.
Yeah, dude.
Here in Philadelphia, the baseball playoffs. Long story short, this only came to me because I'm staring at myself there. But we went on our honeymoon to Ireland, and I was leading up to the trip. I was shaving every day. I was like, man, I don't want to look scruffy in Ireland for all my photos and stuff. So now that we're back in the States, I haven't shaved since we got back. So Mrs. Meanie looks at me and goes, "Oh, are you growing your playoff facial hair, playoff mustache?"
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good idea.
I forgot it is that time, man. It's that time.
she gave me permission to not shave while the Phillies are in the playoffs. So
that's awesome, man.
It's Red October. Phillies are in the playoffs. Starts tomorrow. I know this show drops. We're doing it live for the great folks at One True Sports who happily promote our show and stand firmly behind us.
We want to thank them as well. Because it's a fucking it's a great promotion to be a part of, guys. Honestly,
absolutely.
We've enjoyed being a part of this so much, and lots of great content as well. You should hit subscribe, like right underneath my big fat head. You'll see the subscribe button. Click that hard and join us each and every week. But go ahead. I apologize.
No. Oh yeah, this drops Monday. We're going live on a Friday. The game starts tomorrow at 4:00, and already got the bubble guts. It's this is for those who aren't, because we got a lot of listeners in other countries. So if you're not used to American baseball, the Philadelphia Phillies are playing the New York Mets, who are division rivals. And let me start off with fuck the Mets.
Yes,
but they've never played each other in the playoffs. So there's a whole bunch of different storylines going into this game. And, being a pro wrestler, I have to look for the storylines. Not that I think everything's a work, which everything is a work. But
it certainly feels like it, doesn't it? It certainly feels like everything's a fucking work these days, man.
Dude, my anxiety is already through the fucking roof anyway. It doesn't take much.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. But tomorrow, it's a good thing I already trimmed my fingernails.
I did the same thing. Fucking clean my hand, clean them up because I know it's gonna be a nail biter this year, man. I'm really hoping. Like I'm staring right here at my 2022 World Series Phillies hat, and I'm hoping. We came within an inch last year, and hopefully this year will be the year that a lot of the projections. What I read, actually, I was listening to. I don't remember if it was Keith Olbermann's podcast or if it was another thing, or maybe on Twitter. They were talking about the World Series predictions, and a lot of them are predicting that the Phillies are going to do it this year. So I'm hoping.
Fucking jinxed us.
I hope that it's. I hope anything is possible, but I'm really hoping for a big win because what's going to happen is I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to get on the train, and I'm going to find the Blue Meanie wherever he is, and we're going to dance on fucking Broad Street, and we're gonna have a fucking
Broad and Chunk, my friend.
I'll be there, man. I'll call it a work. I don't give a shit. Whatever. But
I'll call him dead. I ain't coming to work today. I'm dead.
Oh, I'm fucking dead. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Oh my God, Andrew, get out of here with this shit. What is this crap? Go Yankees.
Go fuck your ass.
Oh my God, go. That's why I kicked your leg out of your leg. That is insane, man. That is crazy, sir. I like the disrespect, but
no, like blatant disrespect. You know what I got for you, Mr. Andrew? Oh. Double-fisted fart right in the face. Double pump.
If I could reverse the yokas, then I would do it because I would reverse any yokas we've given him over the past couple of weeks since we've been here. But I want to quickly shout out. Was that a fart?
No.
Oh, I thought you recorded one of your farts. I was like, he finally did it. He finally did it.
No.
So, Andrew, come on with this shit, man. Come on. It's 7:42. You're putting this crap on Al Gore's internet right now. Soto, Judge, Stanton, we're happy to be disrespectful. I'm hiding your comments now. I'm sorry, man. I apologize. I'm not going to do it. But want to shout out some of our friends.
Let me guess. You got a Lakers and a Cowboys jersey too. So.
For sure.
Shout out to my boy Dustin King there. Shouting out Meanie.
Dustin, thank you so much, man. And also, happy heavenly birthday to Grandma Meanie.
Yeah. So. Thank you, Dustin. Today's a special day. Today would have been my grandmom's 100th birthday.
Wow.
My Nan. I call my grandparents Nan and Pop. Nan was a huge Phillies fan too, so it's apropos that the playoffs start tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the reason why I always I gotta tell this story. The Phillies win the World Series in 1980, right? I'm 7. I vaguely remember it, but what I do remember is my grandfather waking me up in the morning, right before going to school, And he takes me into the kitchen and shows me the Philadelphia Inquirer. He's like, read this. And my grandmother was interviewed in the Inquirer. And definitely the love of sports and booze leapfrogged my grandmom into me because, you know, being on the Broad Street, you know, for a mummers parade, you know, I'm like, nah, I'm cold. And she's like, here, take a sip of this. And it's fucking Jameson in a flask the size of an umbrella. So, you know, they interview her for the piece. And, you know, she said, Ann Reardon from South Philly, you know, partying with friends in Kensington, you know, when Kensington wasn't Kensington.
Yep.
And she said, right now, I wish I was on the corner. I wish I was a Broad and Shunk. And, you know, that's in the paper. So when the Phillies won in 2008, I was like, I started getting nostalgic. I was like, I got to find that newspaper. And I found it on eBay. I bought it and I read it. And I had forgotten that line.
Yeah.
You know, about wanting to be on corner of Broad and Shunk. So when they won in 2008, we went to Broad and Shunk because McCusker's is on 17th and Shunk. Natural Evolution, go down to Broad and Shunk, read that paper in 2008 from 1980 that my grandma wanted to be on Broad and Shunk. So, you know, I got goosebumps reading that because we were where she wanted to be in 1980 in the year 2008. Yeah. So I've told that story plenty of times, and Pod Squad Elite member Andy Schlichter went and made a T-shirt for my Pro Wrestling Tees, prowrestlingtees.com/Blue Meanie. It says, I would rather be on the corner of Broad and Shunk. So, you know, tonight's Nan's birthday. Tomorrow, hopefully, the Phils bring a win. Yeah. And, hopefully they win the whole, you know, this round, and hopefully they win the whole thing. But I don't want to jinx anything. But who's the guy who runs Barstool?
That's not Dave Portnoy, is it?
Yes.
Is that him? Okay.
He put $200,000 on the Phils doing the World Series
this year. So, like American dollars?
Yes, sir.
Oof.
Yeah.
What's the fucking return on that?
Yeah. Somebody, my buddy Donnie, broke it down for me. I forget what it was, but hopefully Donnie or my buddy, I got a buddy Derek too, who's pretty good at doing that kind of gambling math. So hopefully they pop up in the chat. But
I was going to say, I texted Lane too.
Down $200,000 on the Phils to win the World Series. So we'll see if the Phils Phils win the first round. It looks like they might be facing the Padres in the second round, which would be a repeat of the NLCS from 2 years ago, where the infamous Bedlam in the Bank Bryce Harper home run happened. So,
yeah,
we'll see. Yeah. We'll see, man. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, eyes crossed. We'll see where it goes. But when the Phils made the playoffs 2 years ago in the wild card round, they were losing the game, the first game to the St. Louis Cardinals. And Mrs. Meanie ran upstairs and got my grandmom's Phillies hat and put it on top of the TV, and they won. Oh, man. They made a run all the way to the World Series. And we, as for good luck, we haven't moved a hat since then. So it's on top of the TV, baseball superstitions and everything,
That's amazing, man. Pod Squad Elite member Lucha Lechoso is here. Welcome, Lucha. Lucha. Says Portnoy is pretty spot on gambling on teams. And I have breaking news. If you could hit your breaking news button for me there, Meanie. So a friend of mine, Lane Jaffe, from the Megamind Council, he said 200,000 to win 1.2 million. So that would be his return if he hits, if they win. So it's pretty crazy. Matt McCormick is here, and he's saying, I guess he's talking to Andrew here. What's your deal, man? You're killing me. And Andrew,
Matt McCormick's a good friend. We're both close with the late great Tracy Smothers. Matt, worked for a little bit, and he worked the loop. He traveled a loop with Tracy Smothers, and good guy. I mean, he's in my circle.
Yeah,
he's in my circle. So,
and then Andrew,
good to see him pop up.
Andrew writes back, "I work heel." So, you shouldn't. I mean, you don't have to. You don't have to talk about the Yankees in here. You don't have to. But actually, Lane wanted to correct this stat here real fast. He said it's actually 1.4 million because he had to add the original bet back into it. So hopefully Portnoy will hopefully he's right. Matt also says, Meanie, if I'm not there, start without me.
Yeah. And, if I'm not there, start slow and taper off from there. we're just quoting Tracy Smother lines right now.
Shout out to everybody in the squad here today. We appreciate you being here. And also, Meanie, before we get into the show a little bit further, I wanted to roll out something fun that we started to do now that we're on One True Sport. So we can do super chats here now, which is super dope, right? Super duper. We have a couple of tiers here. So $5 super chat gets you the Carl button.
Yo, asshole. I don't fucking sound like that.
$10 gets you a yo cuz.
Yo, cuz.
$25 gets you go birds.
Fucking gang day. Gang bird.
And $50 and up, we give you a producer credit read by Sam Krebs at the end of the show. So please feel free to drop your super chats. Also, if you drop a super chat during Ask Meanie, you get priority on those questions as we ask them. So please let those come through if you would like to help us keep the lights on here at Casa DeMeanie and the Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. And as always, we appreciate your support in every single way that you support us on the show. But Meanie, I got to start at the top here, man. Just a quick recap of last week and some of the things we've had going on. You kind of bounced around a little bit, man. With the story, you were all over the place, man. From our show, Mornings with Meanie, and you were on that Conrad Thompson, great friend of the show, read your tweet, 83 Weeks, on their podcast with Eric Bischoff about the Over the Edge amendment, if you will. And I was happy to see you put that out there, man. It was cool to see it kind of like move around, man. So just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah. Last week, when we did last week's episode of Mind of the Meanie, I had only watched up to episode 5. So then after that, I went and watched episode 6. And you're just reflecting on the, and I brought it up last week on Mind of the Meanie. We're up to episode 5. And, there's a line in one of the episodes dealing with Owen Hart's death at Over the Edge. And, about, the show continuing with Owen's blood in the ring. And, I was just like, man, it was the end of my match. Me and GoldDust wrestled the Hardys, who had Michael Hayes in the corner. Me and GoldDust lose. We powder out, we leave. Lights go down. Lights come back up. Hardys and Hayes are covered in blood from the Brood doing the bloodbath. And, as Matt Hardy's, working his way up, he, like anything, you lean on something to help yourself up, and he leaned on the mat and got the Hollywood color, the whole Hollywood juice on the apron. And sadly, ironically, coincidentally, I should say, where Owen had fell from the, hit when he fell from the ceiling. And I said it on our episode last week. I said it on Mornings with Meanie. Again, I needed to recap it on that. And during that morning, I had been texting with Conrad Thompson. I was like, hey, man, I don't know if you want to, because Conrad and Bischoff were doing a recap of the show. I was like, hey, man, you don't mind mentioning this, but, the blood in the ring wasn't Owens and everything I just explained here. And he's like, hey, do you mind if I read that and attribute it to you? I was like, please do, And the goal is not to go, hey, look at me, I know something. It wasn't that.
Right.
I know, saying that, doesn't make Owen's death hurt any less.
Right.
And it doesn't take the sting off it. But if anybody who worked that night and looked in the ring and thought they were looking at Owen's blood all night, they could have some kind of solace to know that, that wasn't the case.
Right.
And I'm not trying to, get over or whatever.
No.
I needed to have that addendum put out there. Because it was the end of my match. I was there. I knew, I saw it happen live. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
so that story picked up some legs, and it made the rounds, and hopefully it's out there enough to where if somebody brings it up, somebody could go, well, actually, no, that wasn't Owen's blood. That's the whole point of it, so people get correct the record, so to speak.
Yeah, and I didn't get it in any way, shape, or form that it was, at any point trying to get anybody or yourself over. It was just it's the fact of the matter, I mean, and I know we have our issues with Dave Meltzer and or at least I do, and some of the things he said and done in the wrestling space, but after watching all 6 episodes, I gotta say, for the most part, I felt like he did a really good job. I think Dave.
You gotta give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, I mean, Dave is what credit where credit is due. I feel like I can't. Every time I hear that, I can't help but break it at Jesse. But I feel like he is the preeminent, like outside of maybe Cornette, like the preeminent wrestling historian, right? So when you hear him speak, and he's speaking from a place of knowledge, and he comes across as a very well articulated man. And I say all that to say that I don't think that what he said was, trying to push a narrative or, being disrespectful or anything like that. It's just the common accepted, circumstance of that day. And I'm glad that you were able to, amend that and put in a good addenda on that. And I've seen nothing but positive comments about it since we talked about it on the show. So I'm glad you did that. There's a lot of comments in here too. Thank you, Meanie. From Maddie, Mr. Jazz Cabbage is here. He said, thank you, Meanie.
Jazz Cabbage in the house.
Jazz Cabbage. Thank you. We appreciate that. And I'm awesome. Me? Okay, thank you. I'll take it, but not really. But thank you.
Stop.
So I'm glad that we did that, and I'm glad it's out there. Go and take a look at the clip if you haven't seen it. It's on this YouTube channel as well.
One True Sports, which you should be subscribed to. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, and all the whistles.
Do the whole thing with the thing and the buttons and the fucking hitting stuff and things. Oh.
But dude, that was my worry. You know how the wrestling internet sphere is, and you say one thing and you mean good intentions, and somebody will twist it and try to make it look like something it wasn't. Mm-hmm. But I have to agree with you. I know every now and then, we're harsh on the Meltzer, on Dave Meltzer, and especially now. But when it comes to talking about wrestling history, he does know a lot, and he was a good piece in the Mr. McMahon docuseries that, he helped balance things out. I still don't agree with him on the WrestleMania 3 attendance.
No,
because I think it was somewhere in the middle. WWF says 93,000. Meltzer says 78,000. And there was an article written years ago, and I can never find it again, but somebody did the breakdown where Meltzer got the 78,000 based on hearsay from an executive who's like, well, the guy said to Meltzer, I think it's 78,000. Let me get back to you. And Meltzer ran with the 78,000 instead of, whatever the exact number was, the guy was going to give Dave. So, Meltzer's famous for that. Bruce Pritchard has said on his podcast, if Dave just called us, we would give him, attendance records and match results, but he relies too much on people who aren't there, or match results and reviews from people sitting in the crowd who, how are they going to know the attendance figures? They're not in the box office. They're not counting the receipts.
Yeah.
It's just looking around and going, I don't know, 10,000. That's my beef with Dave. He's a little bit lazy. Take the time, talk to the people. in official standings and
Yeah.
get the official counts. But I definitely think it was more than 78,000 at WrestleMania 3. But
Yeah, I mean, like you said,
Whatever.
like Bruce says, and anybody else, like you could just call and get like you could just ask us, and we'll give you, show you. Like it's not. I don't think it's proprietary information that Vince or Bruce is going to be like, It's
yeah.
fucking like. Of course they want that stuff out there. Right? It doesn't fucking make any sense. But
You want information that's going to help promote us? Okay.
yeah, fuck, shucksy doodles, man. I don't want this out there. Maybe that should be the name of this episode, Shucksy Doodles. But hey, listen, man, I want to just quickly kind of talk about the Bad Blood pay-per-view, or PLE, excuse me, that's coming up tomorrow, actually. So if you're watching live, you get our thoughts right now. But as you're listening Monday, you'll see if we're right, and you can let us know next week if we suck. But I want to get your thoughts on the CM Punk Drew McIntyre Hell in a Cell, because a lot's been being made of this. And obviously, Chick Magnet Punk, friend of the show. I'm still waiting to eat my shoes, man. I'm here for you when you're ready. But I just want to get your thoughts, man. What do you think what do you think we're in for tomorrow night? And who do you think goes over in this best of 3 here?
Oh man, flip a coin. They've done so much good this feud's been amazing, since, Punk came back at, Survivor Series, and Drew and Seth selling the fact that they hate Punk, all the way up to now, everything we've already, recapped. But Hell in a Cell, I hate it when Hell in a Cell became a mandatory pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And they were, building feuds to fit a match instead of a match to end a feud. Hell in a Cell should be like the ultimate blow off for a feud. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Mankind. Big violent matches, and you've had some Hell in a Cell matches that were like okay,
Yeah.
But this is a match. This is a feud that's very apt for Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've painted the cage back to silver, which I hope.
Yeah.
I hated the red Hell in a Cell cage because it looked like one of those. It looked like a milk crate that you cut the bottom out and play street ball with, basketball.
That's a deeply Philadelphia reference right there.
Oh yeah.
Them Swiss Farms crates, man. I know exactly what you're talking about, brother.
Nail to a phone pole and get a soccer ball and play some some soccer milk crate basketball. But I expect this match to be nothing but violent, and that's what Hell in a Cell's for. Like I said, flip a coin. I'm going to go with Punk on this one.
Yeah.
Especially with Drew destroying all this heat over a friendship bracelet, but just destroying the friendship bracelet, and I'm going with CM Punk on this one. What says you? What says you? Or what? I don't know how the fuck it is.
You cause.
I think, honestly, I have to agree with you, man. I feel like the only way this ends is super violent. And I'm thinking a couple things cross my mind. Okay, so let me answer your question first, and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. CM Punk, I feel like, is going to go over. I feel like it's the only way for this feud to really end on a positive, but not even a positive. I still think if Drew McIntyre won, I would still be like, okay, that makes sense, But my gut is telling me it's probably going to be Punk. I feel like this match is the opportunity for them to reset the clock in a lot of ways with Hell in a Cell. And what I mean by that is, like you said, to your point, they were doing it for so long as an actual additional PLE that it took it felt like feuds were shoehorned into it, right?
Right.
That was the one match. I think it was Sasha Banks and was it Becky Lynch or Bayley? I can't remember which one it was in the Hell in a Cell. And even Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, that was really great in the Cell as well. But some of them were I don't know. It doesn't feel as exciting. It doesn't feel as scary
It didn't have the mystique.
Yeah, like there like, because you think about the way that the match was originally presented with Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker in the very beginning, and then, you know, you have a lot of these classic matches inside the cell, and it doesn't feel like that anymore. Now it feels like it's important. Like there's nowhere for either of them to go. They're going to beat the absolute fucking piss out of each other, and someone's going to bleed, probably both of them. And I think that's the way it should be, man, for something like this, you know?
Yeah.
So I think I'm hoping that this is the way for them to reset the clock. And I'm going to be shocked, honestly, if they do show color. Maybe I don't know why I would be shocked, but I guess because they haven't done it in so long.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, it didn't have it lost its mystique.
Yeah.
You know, once you're you're trying to make up matches that would be Hell in a Cell worthy, unless instead of letting them happen organically.
Yes, that's
should be organically to the where should be to where people, man, this match be perfect for Hell in a Cell, or instead of having a pay-per-view, or you have a pay-per-view called Hell in a Cell, and you're like, well, shit, what are we going to do for the Hell in a Cell? And you're trying to build up a feud to that. It should just happen organically, and it should keep the mystique. And talk about two guys who genuinely just their hatred comes through the screen to where you can feel it. It's palpable.
Yeah, I mean,
if that's a word I could use, but Hell in a Cell, one of the best match concepts, which is basically War Games with one ring.
Yeah,
but so many legendary matches, and I'm like I said, I'll say it again. I'm glad it's not a regular PLE. It's more of a match to justify the end of a feud.
Yeah.
Justifiable violence.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. Let us know your thoughts in the comments here, and let us know if you have any of your own favorite Hell in a Cell matches or any underrated ones. Let us know what your thoughts are. Yeah, I like I said, man, I'm looking forward to the match. I'm looking forward to the card overall. It seems like a smaller card, but I'm very excited about it. And so what else is going on, man? What else is going on in the mind and the world of the blue guy?
Well, the one secret I've been sitting on for a little while is I made another appearance for the NWA.
Oh yeah, that's right, man.
Yeah, NWA came to Philly at the end of August. For their the NWA 76th anniversary. But their shows are so time sensitive that it wasn't ready to air yet. So I kind of had to sit on the fact that I worked for the NWA. Fans posted about it, and I liked the tweets and all that stuff. But when it came down to the actual airing, the show aired this week on their X account. Which is pretty cool. A pretty good use of social media. WWE's starting to do that with the speed matches, and people are doing I'll say Twitter exclusives. I know it's X, but yeah, exactly. It's more like they released an hour of the NWA 76 on the X account. And I was honored. As everybody knows, the NWA is owned by Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins. And he, Billy and I have been friends for 25 years. And when I saw that, the NWA was coming to Philly, I reached out and said, hey, if, you need any help, promoting, let me know. And, they sent me some promotional materials and I helped distribute them around South Philly. And, so I have a good relationship with a lot of businesses in the area. And, I know it's like to run a show in a place you've never been before. And if you've ever watched, they got a reality show called Adventures of Carneyland, which I think is on CW app and Amazon Prime, which you can watch there. And, in some of the episodes, they're talking about the struggles of the NWA and building an audience, but building a live crowd.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, man, if you need any help in South Philly, let me know. So, they sent me some promotional items. I reached out to a lot of the businesses, and they were more than happy to let me get some counter space and stuff like that. And some, we even put, the promotional items in, to-go bags, and they drew a really nice crowd.
That's awesome.
Dude, summer in Philadelphia is immensely hard to draw a crowd. So as you know, what some of the people from not outside of Philly, we got people from all over the world in the chat right here. Philadelphia, in the summertime, people won't go down the shore.
Yeah.
And I guess the one thing I love about, summer in South Philly is there's more parking spaces because people go down the shore. So I'm not circling the block for an hour looking for a parking spot.
Yeah.
But, it's hard to draw. And, I was part of a promotion back in the day called 3BW, and we would just take July off just because people would rather drive an hour to get, go drink down the shore.
Yeah.
So they drew between 500 and 600 fans, mostly paid. Yeah, of course, you're going to have some comps and stuff like that. But still, it looks fantastic on TV. And, Billy had reached out, he's saying he had an idea for me, in which the whole idea of me helping out wasn't to shoehorn my way onto the show. Even if I just went there as a guest to watch, I would have been happy. I was just happy helping out a friend.
Yeah.
And so he came up with an idea where he cuts a promo in the beginning and talks about, and it was almost 30 years to the date where Shane Douglas threw down the NWA World Title in the ECW Arena.
Oh, no shit.
You're right. And he told me he legit, invited Shane to be on the show. Shane declined, but he had an idea for me to come out, and he wanted me to come out and do a promo. And he sent me like a loose outline for the promo. And I was like, well, here's what I think. And we came up with an idea, and we agreed upon it. But then, we get to, day of the show, I show up, and we're just bouncing around ideas. And Billy's in the back, and we're both in the back. And we had this one idea. I walk up to him. I was like, hey, man, hope you don't mind. I'm just going to get a sentimental on you out there. And he's like, uh-oh. I gave him the loose. I told him this is what I could say, and he liked it. So basically, the gist of my promo was, which I encouraged you to go to the NWA Twitter page, X page, and watch it and support NWA. But I was like, hey, I'm out here. I was in the crowd when Shane Douglas threw down the belt, and I was in the crowd as a fan, and I'm here not as somebody who, because he said if somebody wants to take the NWA from me, they have to take it from my cold dead hands. I was like, I'm not here to steal from your cold dead hands, but I'm here to say thank you. And I was like, I went to my first NWA show, July 1st, 1986 at the Veterans Stadium. I went to, I went to this Philadelphia Civic Center. I just want to say thank you for, taking the NWA out of the ashes and bringing it back to the hardcore corner. And say, well, this calls for a celebration. Let's do a meanie dance. And as you know, I like to make people do a meanie dance. And I once got Taz to do a meanie dance on a non-televised ECW event, and then he properly dumped me on my head. So,
man,
it was a fun segment. It was a fun segment to start off the show.
Yeah.
Most shows open up. when like you watch Raw, it leads to a promo, which leads to a match later on night. We just had an opening segment to, just talk about how this is the first NWA event in a long time in Philly. Myself as a wrestling fan, as a Philadelphian, appreciates them bringing the NWA back to Philly.
Yeah.
And then the crowd was very receptive to it. And the show was fantastic.
That's awesome.
Like I said, go to x.com/NWA and check it out. It's pinned to the top of our page right now. So cool. And we open up the show. So
I can't wait to check it out. Always a big fan of the Meanie Dance, and I'm looking forward to seeing Billy Corgan do the Meanie Dance as well.
Billy's a good dude, man. Yeah. He's very misunderstood.
Yeah.
Well known. He's a huge sports fan, so we'll talk about sports and stuff like that. So, but he's been a good friend for 25 years, and I was flattered that he asked me to be a part of the 76th anniversary show.
That's awesome, man. You know what else is awesome, though, sir?
What's that, sir?
If I may, just for like a second or two, I want to ask you a question.
What would that be?
Are you ready to ask Meanie?
I would love to. It's time to ask me anything. Ask me something.
This is a drizzling shit.
I can't remember what regular air smells like.
Don't forget to tweet us your questions using the hashtag AskMeanie, and you may hear them on the program each and every week, as well as sending your questions in the chat. Again, if you use the super chat option, you will get top priority for your questions. We got a question right at the top of the program here. Coach Rosie's here. He says, ask Meanie, what is it going to mean to you that the Phillies are going to choke versus the Mets? My God! The unmitigated audacity, sir.
Coach Rosie is the ever-loving fucking heel, bro. I thought we were friends, my friend. Isn't he from like Boston?
Good.
Where are you from, Coach
God.
Rosie?
Why, sir? I'm taking that.
Bring it. Bring the anti-Philly thing. You know why? Because it's reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Sir. So everything you say about the Phillies choking is going to turn around. It's going to shove it up the fucking Mets' beehole.
Yeah, he says, I grew up in the town Keith Hernandez grew up in. You know what happens when we hear the name? You know what happens when we hear the name Hernandez?
Angel Hernandez, you stink, and I don't like you.
It's on you, brother.
He's from California.
Devin Harrison's got an interesting, it's not really a question, but it's more of a statement. Meanie likes pineapples.
Oh, yeah.
A bajillion exclamation points. And then on top of that, he gave a bunch of emoji pineapples here. So
I'm familiar with Mr. Devin Harrison. I was telling him about, the theory that pineapple juice makes your semen taste better. And the fact that, I added some to my pineapple juice and it tasted horrible. Just,
Dude, you gotta warn me before you fucking hit me with that shit.
I was waiting for you to take the sip of water.
I just felt it. Oh my God.
I almost choked on the fucking punchline. Almost choked on the punchline.
It's literally
because I saw it. I was like, I'm going to say this. And I looked. I was like, oh, I'm sipping water. Dude, here I go. And I almost blew the punchline.
Oh my God, dude! It's dripping out.
That's what she said. But,
oh my God! And I forgot, dude. I ran right into the fucking thing, and I forgot to do our seltzers here, man. What do you got today, brother?
Yeah.
My bad, man.
Got the Bellevue caramel apple.
Ooh, yo, it's October, brother. It's almost gonna be time for that pumpkin pie, John, too. So
I'm gonna, dude. As soon as they go on sale, I'm gonna buy enough pumpkin pie seltzer to last 2 years.
Excuse me. And I have to stop. Like I said, I'll be in Pittsburgh this weekend. I'm going to grab some of the cheap shit from the vending machine. A nice Mind of the Meanie throwback there from my very first episodes of Meanie all the way back in 2021. But today, I have a sparkling ice Starburst orange, my favorite flavor. Let's crack these suckers. 1, 2, 3. There she is.
That's salmon, that bitch.
No more coming out my nose. Cheers, beers, fellas and ladies watching. Pinkies up. There we go.
It's a nice seltzer.
Oh, that's good. That's
Dude,
good
my
shit.
throat's been killing me for fucking 2 weeks, and the bubbles really help soothe that shit. But
Yeah.
I've been sick for like 2 weeks.
I was gonna say, it's a little congested today. I know I'm feeling it too, man. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it too, man.
Yeah.
The kids brought something home, man. It's that time of year where it's gonna be fucking.
Kids are just fucking germ farms, bro.
It's gonna be ruthless in this house. I have 4 of them, and they're all fucking little germ factories. But
Just grab them, fart on their heads, they'll be fine.
that's the dad way. They always talk about it. They're like, Dad, you fart so loud when you sleep. I'm like, I'm asleep. I don't know I'm doing it, and it's probably your mother. So
That's a you problem.
that sounds like a you thing. I'm just saying. Let's see. Devin actually wants to know if you've ever tried. Jesus, have you ever tried seasoning anything with his natural musk or his farts?
You know, occasional phone call here and there. You know, please hold. You know, just, and then they wonder if they farted.
Yeah.
The people on the other line, they go, "Did I fart?" You know.
Let's see here. Maddie, Mr. Jazz Cabbage, can Meanie or Adam do any impressions?
I think you know that answer. An answer not well.
I do a pretty lousy Tony Soprano.
Excuse me, sir, if you'll allow for a second. Paul Heyman.
We do a pretty good Jim Cornette every once in a while, too, goddamn.
Goddamn. Double cheese, double burger, motherfucker.
Extra onions, motherfucker. When my drinking days, if you got me all wound up, which didn't take much, I do a mean Chris Farley. I can do a really solid Matt Foley impression, and that is only going to be done in public, probably at McCusker's, and I'll retire it at that point whenever I'm there. But
I mean, I get drunk and do a impression of my grandfather and fall asleep in my seat. My grandma would go, Jim, go to bed. Now it's Tracy, Brian, go to bed. Asshole, go to bed. I'm not sleeping.
I'm going to bed now. Let's see here.
I think we got a few Ask Meanies.
Yeah, let me see. I'm just skimming through here.
I love you, Coach Rosie. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man.
I love everybody, but
These questions.
Coach Rosie's a good ball buster. I know he breaks balls with love.
He says he has a little spelling error here, but what he's trying to say is, does The Rock, television's Rock the Dwayne Johnson, does he show up in Atlanta tomorrow?
The talk is like the Temu version of The Rock. Maybe. Well, everybody's worried about Shane showing up at AEW. I think The Rock will show up.
Yeah, I think it's about that.
He's overdue. We still got to figure out what he put in Cody's hand on that last promo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Jazz Cabbage.
It's probably just a fart. He put a fart in his hand and put in Cody's palm.
He's keeping the streak. He's keeping the streak alive with his tee-hee-heeing. He's out there in the ring tee-heeing when he farts.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I'll say it. No Mercy 1999. They fucking rock crop dusted me in fucking catering.
Right.
I'm a young, impressionable child in the wrestling business, having my lunch. And I'm sitting there, I go, and I turn to my right, and there's, Rock with like his brand new phone, which is like, looks like it's all chromed out. He goes, hee. I'm like, what are you going to say?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
I have one last question for us here from our Twitter account. Suds McStash at Life of a Mustache says, have you been checking out the Stevie Richards show? Love that it's like a TV production. Glad y'all are doing such great shows.
I've seen, I'm more of a clips guy. When it comes to, there's some podcasts I'll watch from, opening the beginning, mostly my UFO shows. I'm into UFO. If you want to watch some good UFO shows, there's Vetted. There's Down to Earth with Christian Harloff and a few others. Sequotivo. I know I'm going to botch that. There's a guy, Pavel, who does Sequotivo, which he does UFO things daily. Stevie Richards, I watch his stuff. I'd watch the clips. Him and James do really good stuff together. I like the duo of James and Stevie doing good stuff. Stevie was not born to do that stuff, man. You know, back in the 90s, you know, go over to Stevie's house, and he was always like into stuff. He was into computers before, you know, like the early internet. He was like writing programs and this, that, and the other thing. And it just seemed like the natural, everything he does now is just a natural evolution of things he was doing in the 90s, you know, with technology wise, video game wise, video production wise. You know, he's a hard worker, man. I love Stevie.
Maddie Jazz Cabbage says, I would love to see both shows have a combination show. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
He'd be our fourth guest, I think, right? It
could be like when, oh, dude, I'm going to age myself on this show. But, you know, if you're, you know, 50 years old or older, there's a show called Emergency, and there's a show called, there's a firefighter show, and there was a show called Adam 12.
Yes.
Which is a police show. And they did like crossover episodes, which I'm excited to, I just read today that the show Abbott Elementary, which is based in Philly, is going to do a crossover with Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Yep.
So I fucking popped huge for that.
Charlie Day on Abbott Elementary is going to be fucking insane, dude.
Especially when the kids like are smarter than him, you know?
God, it's so good. I cannot wait for that episode.
Flag and eagle.
Does your cat make too much noise all the time? I showed my kids the kitten. It's like the tamest thing on the show, right? I showed my kids that the other day, and now they all walk around going, kitten mittens, meow. And I'm like, guys, it's 2:30 in the morning. Go to bed. But
you got Danny DeVito going egg.
Can I interest you in what is it? Can I interest you in an egg in this troubling time?
They filmed, there's that Christmas special they did, and they filmed like a couple blocks from my house. Like, I forget the name of the family. They showed up on the guy's step, and it's literally like a 10-minute walk from my house. They always film in my neighborhood, you know?
That's so funny.
The exteriors, the bar stuff is done in California.
Yeah. Yeah. The other great guys, I've met Glenn and Rob. I met them, unfortunately, it was a terrible event, but I met them. They were wonderful, wonderful guys. But what else is wonderful, sir, is doing this with you every single freaking week, man. I love it, brother.
You say that to all the Blue Meanies.
No, you're the only Blue Meanie for me, sir. But we want to thank you guys for all your questions. We see them here. We're going to tag them for next week. I see a lot of good questions in here, and we're going to keep them going for next week's program. Meanie, I want to thank you.
Bring up that one Maddie Jazz Cabbage one about going out in public.
Does Meanie ever feel like going out in full Meanie dress, full Meanie regalia?
November 98, I went to Bourbon Street as the Blue Meanie because it was Halloween. And nobody blinked.
No shit.
I just walk around my half shirt, Daisy Dukes, and face painted, and blue hair. Nobody fucking looked twice.
That is amazing.
I think one person went, oh, it's like a blue Meanie outfit. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Thank you. I love it, man.
I had somebody told me they knew the Blue Meanie, but he was, I couldn't have been him because he was taller. I went, oh, can you give me his autograph? Swear to God that happened.
Oh my God. Keep dropping us your questions each week. Tweet them at us at our account. Use the hashtag so we can find it when you may hear it on the show. Meanie, I want to thank you, sir. Where can everybody keep up to date with all things blue? Not green, not red, not purple even, but blue, when they're not listening to the program.
If you would like to follow Blue Meanie on all forms of social media, Facebook, Twittergram, Instagram, and Tal, at Blue Meanie BWO. Follow me on all forms of social media. If you would like to support the Blue Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Blue Meanie. Get yourself a lovely BWO t-shirt. We talked about, each and every week. If you would like to support Mind of the Meanie, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand, go to Sorry, first day with the new mouth. Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Use coupon codes Meanie or use coupon code MIND and save 10% over there at collarandelbowbrand.com. MadCatBeardCare.com. Get the Blue Spruce Beard Oil and Balm. Shout out to my boy Josh Stewart, who's doing an amazing job out there in Ohio, rounding up the cats. He takes them to the vet and releases them back in the wild better than how we found them. So if you're a cat lover like myself, you want to smell good, look good, go to MadCatBeardCare.com. The Ultra Pro Wrestling video game coming to all major consoles. Ultra Pro Wrestling contains not only original characters created by the wonderful Al Haney, but many real-world wrestlers, including myself and many others, I'm trying not to spoil. So for updates, go to ultraprowrestling.com or follow them on social media. Follow them on Twitter at UPW Video Game. That's ultraprowrestling.com or Twitter at UPW Video Game. The Figure Collection's bone-crushing wrestler Series 1s of the Blue Meanie are available now. All Series 1s can be ordered now at shop.figurecollections.com. That's shop.figurecollections.com. Type Blue Meanie in the search bar. Get regular Blue Meanie or BWO Blue Meanie. Either way, there's no wrong choice. To have the Blue Meanie on your podcast, go to podstars.net. That's podstrz.net. Register your podcast. Book the Blue Guy. Let's have a conversation over there at podstars.net. Cameo.com/blue. First day with the new mouth. Sorry. Cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO for birthdays, holidays, and well wishes. Book through the site. Don't book through the app. The app takes too much money. The money they take on the app is criminal. So go to cameo.com/Blue Meanie BWO and book your video today. Now that I finally stumbled through all that, Mr. Barnard, where can we find you, sir?
Oh, me? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads at This Is Goober. Yes, it's my handle. No, I'm not changing it. It's a brand, pal. So find me there and keep up to date with everything I have going on. You can also listen to my other show, Foundation Radio, by going to youtube.com/@FoundationRadioPod, where you can listen wherever you hear your favorite podcast. I just uploaded the episode that I did with Justin Dillon at the Wrestling Classic, where we had a great conversation with a former Intercontinental Champion, Braun Breaker. So go ahead and check that out right now, foundationradio.net or youtube.com/@FoundationRadioPod. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop in downtown Pittsburgh on the outskirts of Lawrenceville. Excuse me, let me reverse that. Let me try that again. Shout out to the homies at the 10th Ward Barbershop in Lawrenceville on the outskirts of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Go ahead and schedule your appointment today with Kane or Jordan at the rest of the staff at 10thwardbarbershop.com. A little bit of news and something new I'm adding to the rundown here. I've officially started as news and feature writer at The Takedown on SI, which is part of the Sports Illustrated family. So go ahead and check that out. Check out my articles. Just posted today. I did a piece about Braun Breaker conversation. I actually did a piece today, sir, on the Blue Guy, our conversation about Owen Hart. So go ahead and check it out inside of my bio at my Instagram account. You can find my author page and go check out everything there. And thank you for everyone for the wonderful comments and support. It means the world to me. So the Feinberg Method, go to thefeinbergmethod.com and use promo code Goober and save up to 20% off of your entire purchase. My trainer, Brad Feinberg, is ready to help you with your physical and mental well-being. So go to thefeinbergmethod.com. ProWrestlingTees.com/Mind of the Meanie. ProWrestlingTees.com/Foundation Radio. Pick up a shirt and keep the lights on at Casa DeMeanie. The Barnard Home for Wayward and Troubled Youth. Don't forget to go to OneTrueSport.com and support the network here. They have a lot of great merchandise and shirts over there, including shirts from Arn Anderson, Rob Van Dam, Bruiser Brody, and many, many more. So go to OneTrueSport.com. Hopefully we got some things maybe in the pipeline here. Gonna find out, maybe something cool, something blue. We'll see. But go ahead and sometimes to answer your question, I could either do Tony or I could do Sylvia, whichever my mood is. So we'll have to figure that out one day. But go right up here above my head, patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie, and sign up today. Tiers start at just $10 a month, and you can join us each and every week with some special stuff we have going on. If you look above Meanie's head there, youtube.com/@Mind of the Meanie, you can listen to all of our audio episodes every Monday. And then 10 days after this live stream, The video will be up there. You can watch it there as well. And don't forget to keep up to date with all of our social media happenings at Mind of the Meanie at Instagram and Twitter. And we are also on Threads as well. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you all here being with us each and every week, listening to the show. So tell a friend, tell somebody you don't like, tell somebody a Wawa, be like,
You cause.
you got to listen to this great show. So Meanie, I appreciate you, sir, and I appreciate all of you listening. For the Blue Meanie, I am Adam Barnard. Join us again each and every week as we take a trip through the mind of the Meanie. Peace.
This episode of Mind of the Meanie is hosted and executively produced by the Blue Meanie and Adam Barnard. It was mixed and engineered by Carl Pinnell. Additional narration is provided by the executive voice, Sam Krebs. That's me. Our intro music was performed by the Swamp Candles. Our outro music was performed by Chikara. Additional musical accompaniment is performed by Enrichment. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or X or whatever, at Mind of the Meanie, and become part of the Pod Squad by going to patreon.com/Mind of the Meanie. Find our entire show archive at mindofthemeanie.com. This has been a Butts Carlton media production. Butts Carlton, proprietor.
That was Blue Meanie's brain out.